All right, Mondays with Mack McCarthy joining us on Pirate Radio Live. Coach Mack, how you doing, sir?
I am good. I'm good. Basketball season's here, and
Yeah.
racing championship coming up, and college football still kicking all our butts.
What a sports weekend for Mack McCarthy. Called some basketball Friday. Was
Yeah,
live at a race over the weekend, along with all the football viewing. So a lot
exactly.
going on. Let's start with football. And as I was watching it Saturday, Mac, a theme came to my head. It was survival weekend for a lot of these teams, and some of those would be Alabama, who had to come back and win against South Carolina on the road. Ole Miss gets out to a lead. They lose the lead, but they beat Oklahoma. Impressive road win for them. Virginia survives in overtime against North Carolina. And then you got Michigan. I guess if you want to say they kept their playoff hopes alive, Texas, and what they were able to do coming back against Mississippi State. Vanderbilt wins another one at home against a ranked opponent. So a lot of these teams keeping their championship hopes alive over the weekend.
Yeah, it was incredible. The television was unbelievable. Right there, all happening at the same time was the Alabama game, the Texas game, and the Vanderbilt Missouri game. All of them were kind of ending about the same time, and there was about an hour and a half there where if you left your seat, you were going to miss something big. And all of them were very exciting, drama filled, and gosh bless, totally unpredictable.
Again, yeah, speaks to the parity, the unpredictability that is college football in 2025. Something we could have predicted and maybe did. Brian Kelly loses his job, a loss by LSU the other night to Texas A&M, and it's not just that loss that did it. It's a lot of losses and just maybe not meeting the high expectations along the way. But what was your thoughts on what transpired yesterday in Louisiana?
Well, I thought it was a perfect example of what's going on now. The decreased time that a coach is given to turn things around because you can turn it around in literally 1 year. Look at Kurt Signetti and others, and so you have to make that progress at the level expected at that particular school. Some have surpassed it, some haven't lived up to it, and it kind of rings hollow that these schools are screaming, we can't afford to do this. We can't afford to pay the players. We can't afford to do all the things that the NCAA is asking us to do to be competitive. And then at the same time, you have schools writing checks for 50 plus $1 million to change coaches who have had success, relatively speaking. So, a lot of people were enjoying Brian Kelly getting fired, though he was not a popular guy, and I don't know if he was ever popular at LSU. I don't think he had enough success to be popular there, but nationally he was fairly well respected. And once again, what looked like a home run hire, be careful what you wish for because it doesn't always work out. And we can go on from Scott Frost to, we could just name all the folks that it looked like on paper this was going to be the great hire, and turns out not to be.
Did I see that the same AD hired Jimbo Fisher and Brian Kelly, and it was like the two biggest buyouts ever? I
Yes,
guess.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
I
And
mean, if
and
they
and
would,
yet he's still employed. I mean,
oh yeah.
don't ads get to be accountable at some point in time?
Well, I don't understand. I guess so. Are ADs fundraisers or what are they? Because I always like when East Carolina makes a hire, they bring in a committee and a searching process and all this stuff. And the AD, of course, they're tied to the coach, but it's almost like they're not a lot of times responsible for the hiring.
One thing that has changed, and some of it's for the better, and some of it is a problem. Uh, ads used to all be former coaches, and I think they honestly made better decisions about coaching hires. But that changed. You began to get marketing people, fundraising people,
Right.
business people, more administrative kind of skills, and not that some of them aren't great at the job and do a great job of hiring, but I think it's more hit or miss with coaching hires because they don't have that background. Not all of them have that background anyway.
I mean, the thing with Brian Kelly, like that AD's probably like, wait, look good. It just was never a good fit. Like, I don't know, LSU, you can't go hire somebody like Brian Kelly and it work out. Like, just college football, it's not really based off the best name. Like, you got to find the greatest fit.
But I will say this, Jared. He had done good things at Notre Dame. He had done good things at Cincinnati. And Notre Dame's a very difficult job. And it looked like on paper, we get a solid coach with all the resources that we have at LSU. That looked like a good hire. And it's easy to say, certainly in hindsight, it's easy to say it wasn't a good fit. But I know you said that from the very beginning. But it's also easy, just like when you're talking about quarterbacks, it's also easy to say they're going to fail because at some point they all do fail. But yeah, it was a tough fit when he started faking the accent and doing the dancing.
Family.
Yeah,
I mean, that was his first public appearance.
Yeah.
It was doomed from the start.
Family.
at the basketball game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Family.
What's the best job available right now, Mac?
LSU.
Okay. They leapfrog Penn State and Florida.
LSU.
An argument could be made for Penn State, but I think LSU, just based off the name, where it's at, that's the best one.
All right. Jared,
Three guys who are not known as great coaches have won. Not all of them are known as great coaches. Three guys have won national championships there. Kelly's the first one not to win within 3 years, I guess.
So Orgeron, Les Miles, and
Saban.
Yeah.
well,
And
he's
certainly known as a great coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're
Two
talking
of
about
the
the other
three.
two. Okay. Jared, you told me to put down who is next.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Luke Fickell is the name that's going to get tossed around just because Wisconsin can't seem to put a point on the board, so he needs to go. But Dion, that whole thing's over. Like, I don't really see the point in keeping him around now that Travis Hunter and his son are gone. And clearly, you saw the other night against Utah, they can't compete.
What was that final? It was like 40 to.
They lost. I think it was like 56-7 or something.
Okay.
53-7.
Dave Doran's done.
Yeah.
Can we say that, Mac? I know over the years, like hot seat Dave Doran, but like he's really done this time.
Well, the way things are going and colleges are copycats in a lot of different ways. I wouldn't doubt it. I think the one that is most pressing is Kentucky at Auburn this week, and I think the loser just goes straight to the unemployment line.
Loser leaves town.
I love that. Yeah, that.
But yeah, Dave Doran definitely, and I don't even think it's because like State is sick and tired. I think he's sick and tired of coaching there.
Yeah,
and with the fan base always chirping, even though you go to a bowl, seems like most of the time, with the way they're losing and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. It's time.
Well, I saw a quote today. Let me see if I can find it real quick from Dave Doran, where, and anytime you see this, it gets rough. Something about I'm not defined by the outcome of a game. I'm defined in how I do my job, how I treat my people, the type of father and husband that I am, the type of boss that I am. They've got a guy that doesn't quit, fights his ass off, and loves his players. So anytime you talk about I'm not defined by losses, that
means you're going to be defined by losses.
Yep, that's what that means.
That's like bringing up graduation rates. You're probably losing games, right?
Got a high GPA though. I mean, come on.
They got to give him one more win over North Carolina and Belichick, and he can smoke a cigar and kind of, and maybe at that point they do the whole mutual.
Yeah,
Dave's
I
decided
think even
to step
if
down.
you lose to Carolina and finish 4-8, 5-7, I think with being there 13 years, it's going to be a mutual parting of ways.
Yeah, one of those deals. All right, man, what does the coaching carousel look like, Mac? Who are all these big schools hiring? Are they going to be like former head coaches? Are they going to be up and coming coordinators? Like, who is taking Penn State, Florida, LSU? Who's taking these jobs?
Lane Kiffin. He's taken 2 or 3 of them.
All of them.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And just play one at noon, one at night. He can make
Yeah.
both games.
Yeah,
Thursday
he can
night.
do that. He can do that.
I was watching it live when Lane was talking to the player for the other team after the game. Did you see that,
Yeah.
Mac?
Yeah, he said, "You're not talking so loud right now." Yeah, I mean, you have. I mean, has anybody done a better job of providing social media fodder than Lane Kiffin?
He's the man. He is. It's
But to
hilarious.
answer to your question though, if you're on the fence, if you're truly on the fence, not the ones we're talking about that are inevitable, but if you're on the fence about making a decision, you have to decide: is there going to be anybody available for me to get out there that's better than what I've got?
It
And
could be
that
a
may
pretty embarrassing search if you are on the lower tier and you're
yes,
getting bypassed by everybody. It's a good point.
yes, exactly.
I think we're going to see a lot of cherry picking out of the American. Sumrall, Silverfield, Golish. I think all three of those guys, you'd be a fool not to look at them.
Yeah. Summerall, that was he being looked at by North Carolina?
Yeah, and they said, nah, we're good. They
So-
went with Bill.
Yeah.
But
I think he may have been the pick actually, and of course he's a former Kentucky guy, so it's natural to rumor him for Lexington.
And then they could go. All these other coaches go to coach rehab back in the. Well, although it seemed like it used to be go to Conference USA back in the day, now it's be a coordinator at one of these giant schools. That's the new
Yeah.
coaching rehab, which Lane has done, right, Mac?
Yeah, yeah, he did exactly that. And and the folks that went through Tuscaloosa on that program, Sarkeesian and everybody else, they all done pretty darn well.
Yeah. All right. East Carolina and Temple, Mac, coming up Saturday, 2:00. Phil Steele does his most improved teams each and every year, and East Carolina was on that list last year going into the season. And thanks to Blake Harrell, and the end of the year kind of made Phil Steele look smart. Temple could be one of those teams this year. How about 5 wins for Temple? They could become bowl eligible if they beat East Carolina. I tell you what, if you're looking for an upset of the week, Temple plus 4.5, not the worst pick in the world, but this is a big one for ECU going into this game, trying to get their 5th win.
Yeah, they've been playing well. That guy was at Delaware when I remembered him at Delaware, and then he went to Sam Houston, and they made the transition to Division One, and he had a lot of success in a short period of time down there. And apparently, they've kept getting better and better all season. They started out the year. I think didn't they open at Oklahoma and looked awful, and I think they've gotten better and better. That a dangerous game for the Pirates, but hopefully, being in Dowdy will take. No, they're on the road, right?
Yeah, they're on the road, and Temple played Oklahoma in Philadelphia for some godforsaken reason. So,
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Watch out, Pirates. Be careful.
all right. All right, Mac, let's look at some games coming up this coming week. And, again, we got some more SEC games to look at, including Vanderbilt. Man, I love Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, but now they're on the road at Texas. How in the world did Mississippi State blow that one on Saturday? I had Mississippi State plus the points and nearly lost in overtime because the quarterback fumbled and the Texas defensive big man jumps on the ball, probably could have picked it up and ran it in for a touchdown to kill bettors across America, but Texas wins by 7. The line was 7.5 or 8.5, depending on when you got it. I had 8.5, but near disaster there. Can Vandy go on the road? Because I'm not really that thrilled of watching Texas play. What's the line on this game, Jarrett? Texas minus.
it is 1.5. It was 4.5, went down to 3.5, and then this morning,
1.5.
this morning a big fall.
Wow. All right, Mac, your thoughts on this one? I know
I
your
agree.
thoughts. You can't pick Vanderbilt. You're still
Exactly.
old man. Yeah.
Exactly. It's absolutely because of my age and the history that I have with Vanderbilt. And there's every reason to pick this as the upset, but I'm not going to do it.
This is my upset of the week, so give me Vandy.
I'm going to stick with Vandy, man. They've treated me right these last couple of
I
weeks.
do
Y'all are
want to take
smart.
Texas, but Vandy's just too good, in my opinion.
And Texas, good grief, man. They just had so many quick 3-and-outs. Again, Mississippi State blew that one. All right.
Vandy didn't even play well and beat Missouri.
Yeah, that was 3-3 forever.
Yeah.
Oklahoma at Tennessee. I don't care. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't care about this game either. I'll go Oklahoma. On the road.
Anti-Venables all the way. Josh Heupel. Go Vols.
Go Vols. All right, Cincinnati is number 17 in the country. How did this happen, Mac?
Yeah, very quietly, and apparently have a really good quarterback. And Satterfield's done a good job. And they started off, in that game against Nebraska, early in the year, and nobody knew what that meant. And gosh bless, they're playing really well. But I think Utah is rounding into form also.
Yeah.
I like Utah.
All right, Jarrett.
I'm going Utah. Game day is going to be at this game.
What's the line? Can you look that up?
It's 7.5. I just saw
Okay.
it. And next week, a potential Big 12 matchup on game day as well. Texas Tech BYU on the 8th.
Oh, BYU. I don't know if, I should put them on the survival list from earlier. Good win by them. They were down pretty big to Iowa State. Ended up winning by 2 touchdowns. Let me look at the Big 12 standings. I hyped it up last year of how wacky it was going to be. Let's see what we got this year. Okay, we got 2 undefeated teams, and we have 2 one-loss teams. BYU and Cincinnati undefeated. Houston and Texas Tech are the one-loss teams. Good win by Houston the other night.
Yeah.
Arizona State quarterback got hurt, but Houston went in and beat Arizona State on the road. So BYU 5-0, Cincinnati 5-0. Cincinnati could suffer their first loss this week, and we'll see if we'll likely have a 2-loss team in the championship, I would think, in the Big 12.
Yep.
And your 2-loss teams right now, by the way, TCU, Utah, Arizona State, Kansas State are your 2-loss teams right now. So, again, another wild year in the Big 12. And how about BYU? 8-0.
You said it last week, like they were 7-0 and they could still finish 8-4.
Yeah.
And looking at the remainder of their schedule, it's going to take a lot to get there. But I like what I saw in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Bear Bachmeier playing like that as a freshman is good stuff, and I like Kalani Sitake, so I think they can get it done.
All right. By the way, Oklahoma State trying to run the table in reverse for the second straight year. They're 0-5 in conference play.
I'm a man.
He is a man. Mac, let's throw Florida, Georgia in there just for kicks. Can Florida keep this one competitive?
I don't think so. It is the rivalry game. Crazy things happen, but I think Georgia's got too much at stake to not take this seriously.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
All right. I'm throwing Navy, North Texas in this mix. Navy and what they've done this year. They are big underdogs in this game. What's the line, Jared?
6.5.
North Texas, 6.5-point favorite against Navy, Mac.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, but I've been going with all the home teams today, and I'm going to stay with it.
All right, going with the Mean Green.
Yeah, I'll go Mean Green at home.
I'm going to take Navy on the road in this game, which could be the upset of the week, but I'm staying in the American for my upset of the week. Give me a weird Alamo Dome UTSA win over Tulane coming up this week. Tulane suffers their first conference loss. We could see, and we just saw Memphis come back and beat USF.
Yep.
We could see both Navy and Tulane go down this week with their first conference losses and give East Carolina a chance to really get right back in the mix.
Yeah, that just makes this ECU Temple game even bit because both teams one loss in the conference. Like, this thing is still wide open. So.
Yeah, everything's wide open.
And no
right
team
now.
really scares you at the top.
Yeah. And so, you guys, did you guys find an upset for this week?
Not mine's Vandy.
Okay, Mac.
I'm going outside the box here. I'm going Mississippi State at Arkansas.
Okay.
All right.
Mississippi State is in all these games, Coach Mac.
Yeah.
And
They-
so is
they've got
Arkansas
to win
under Bob
one.
Petrino.
They've got to win one, and this is the end of the Petrino talk right here.
What's that line? Because these seem like the same teams pretty much.
They are exactly the same team ever since Petrino took over. So let's see, Mississippi State, Arkansas minus 4.5.
All right. Mac, did you watch Mississippi State and Texas?
No, just parts of it. I was engaged in those other games.
They run this really, really high tempo offense, and twice it looked like they could have measured on if they got the first down, and they went super hyper speed and then didn't end up getting it on fourth down. And it just seems like sometimes these teams are too fast for their own good, and I don't know.
I don't think any fan is a fan of hurrying up and running up there and trying to get that first down real quick because it just doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, and you just go right up the gut. It gets stuffed. By the way, teams keep going from under center trying to run the ball against Texas, Jarrett, and it's not working.
I'm not wrong.
And you love it.
They just can't execute right.
There you go. All right, Mac, how was who was it, Virginia Villanova? How was your basketball game the other night?
It was exciting, like 74-72, and two teams that have made big improvements over a year ago. But Villanova was without three of their key people. Two starters were out, and still kind of kept it close. And Virginia looked really good on occasion, and really sloppy on occasion. Turned the ball over some, and had a little trouble defensively. But a really good crowd, and gosh. Two guys trying to replace two Hall of Famers with Tony Bennett and Jay Wright and start a new era at both of these schools. It was an exciting game to do. I had a lot of fun.
Good deal. Is Virginia still playing the slow tempo stuff?
Oh, no. The exact opposite of that.
Oh, good. All right. I like changes like that.
I think some of their fans had trouble with moving the neck back and forth.
A lot of sore necks at John Paul Jones Arena the other night. That's good stuff. College basketball season getting underway next week. NASCAR season coming to a close this
Sunday,
weekend, right?
Yep, in Phoenix.
Before we look there, Mac, how was your in-person race experience?
We had a great time. It was not a really exciting race other than the drama of the who was going to make it to Phoenix. But Brian Meador and myself and our two lovely wives had a great day. We got in and out great. The weather was super. The food was outstanding, and the people watching was the best it's ever been.
I talked to Meador this morning. He's like, I mean, the race was okay, but a lot of the times you just go to look at these people. I was laughing. That was good.
So
we had
Jarrett,
a ball.
It's down to me and you.
Yeah, Mac. It's unfortunate, but I have
Not going to
36
Phoenix.
points.
I'm eliminated from the Final Four.
Clip has 35, so it's a 1-point race going into the championship. I got two drivers in it, so hopefully Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson can pull it out. Clip, you have William Byron, and Mac has Chase Briscoe, so there could at least be some spoils from Mac.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Y'all got a pick? I know you've been going Denny.
I've been on Denny. That's the reason I drafted Denny. I thought this was his year, and if he doesn't win it this year, he's not going to have one by the end of it.
Mac, who you have taking the final race?
I told you early on when he wrecked the owner's grandson. Yeah. I told you, inevitable. This is Denny Hamlin's year.
All right, Maxter, good stuff. Anything else? We good to go? All right.
Thank you, guys.